Hey, y'all, it's Krystal Hunsucker. Happy Magnanimous Monday. Merry Christmas and welcome to your $1,000,000 message. I am so excited to be sharing with you today something that I truly believe for the last several years has been a huge difference maker in my life, in the women around me, in their lives, and in my family's life, in my church's life, all the things. And so before I get into that, as we're in this season, we can get extremely busy. Can anybody raise their hand? We can get extremely busy, right? We actually, this last weekend, we celebrated Christmas with my husband's family. This was actually the very first year that we did not go to Mississippi. And they came here to be with us in Texas and saw all my Christmas decorations for the first time. And we just had such a great time. It was a time of fun, of busy, of just loving on each other and gifts and lots of food. And we just had a really great time. And so on Sunday, we decided they were leaving that morning. And as they left, us and the kids, we were pretty worn out. And so we just took a day to regroup. I think Brad and I watched 4 movies. We got on Disney Plus. We watched several different really great movies and just had a PJ day. The kids loved it. We loved it. And it caught up with me, and I forgot what day it was. And so when I woke up, I was like, oh, it's Monday. Oh, my gosh. So I apologize. The call's a little late today. But I just wanted to tell you, though, is that the reason why I even tell you that story is as we are in this holiday season and we're trying to be the best Mary Kay consultant and sales director national that we want to be, and we're trying to be the best mom that we can be. We're trying to be the best friend that we can be. We're trying to be, I really feel like that's one of the things that December brings out because there's just so much joy and magic in the holiday, but also we just want to tell people from, kind of from Thanksgiving on, we just get that grateful heart, right? And I really think in 2020, it's even more so. We just want to make sure that people know how blessed we are to have them in our lives. And when we do that, though, just like my last week, and this week is no different, is going to be busy and insane and crazy, and that we do have to take a day of rest. And so I just want to encourage you that even in this insane, crazy season, that you do find some rest and that you do find moments to regroup, to do something that you love. And, one of the things that I love is I love all the Hallmark movies. Yes, I am that girl. Brad's like, I don't get it. The same thing happens every time. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's so beautiful and wonderful and happy. I'm like, I don't want some unpredictable, they don't end up together, sad. I'm like, I just want the happy ending and just the joy. And so I watch a lot of Hallmark movies and really just enjoying a lot of time with my family, with my kids. And so with all of that said, too, if you guys will just continue to keep David whole and his 3 daughters in your prayers as he has lost his precious wife, Suzanne. The services are this Monday. And let's just be lifting them up as a Mary Kay family. And, so it was sudden. And to top it off, it's just, right, we're a week and a half out of Christmas. And so I can't, or 2 weeks out of Christmas. Is it 2 weeks? It's a week and a half out of Christmas. So I can't even imagine. So if you guys will just be praying for them as well as we lift up David, who has been with our company for so long, and he just has such a heart for Mary Kay and is such a great man, and his family is so precious. So real quick today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the one-word challenge for 2021. Now, a lot of times we all talk about this kind of closer to the end of the month, but I've actually been praying about what my word would be since November. I had to think about it. I've been praying about it since November. So basically, here's a couple of things. First, 9 out of 10 people will fail with their resolutions. Oh, that's not good, right? Also, 50% of resolution makers will fail by the end of January. So here's the deal. the one word. When we come up with that one word, it really does stick. And so John Gordon came up with this thought process 10 years ago. And he stopped making New Year's resolutions, and he started picking one word for the upcoming year. No resolutions, no goals, just the one word that gave him meaning, passion, mission, and purpose. And what he says is that the one word really did help him to be his best. And so that's the first thing that I want to encourage you is that if you've never read John Gordon's One Word That Will Change Your Life, I really want to encourage you to do that. He also has a book, One Word for Kids. So if you have littles at home or teenagers, that's a really great book for them. And then there is also a life word, Discover Your One Word to Leave a Legacy. Really, he just shares, some of his words. I want to share some of my words over the years as I've had intention, because my brain all over the place this morning. But I have had surrender as a word before. I have had pray as a word before. I know my mom's word this year was victory. And what I want to share with you is a little story really quick about why I'm telling you this right now. Is because of my word this last year. And I don't remember if I shared this at the beginning of the year or not, but if you heard this story, you're going to hear it again. So last year in December, actually, ironically, it was right around this time, I remember, trying to figure out what that one word was going to be. And I found myself wanting a word like go or goals or, so I kind of decided that my word was going to be go because that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted to go for it. I wanted to go big. I wanted to, I wanted all these different things. And God kind of kept saying, nope, Krystal, that is not your word. And I kept ignoring him. And I'm having this internal battle in my head. And there are a couple of exercises and things you can do. I'll talk more about those later on in the month, but you can read John Gordon's One Word That Will Change Your Life, and really that will make a significant difference. And I do want to give a huge shout out. I know she doesn't listen to the call, but Pat Fortenberry was my leader and mentor, and still is, but she was our national before my mom and my sister had become nationals. And so I'll never forget 10 years ago when this book came out, she gave all of us this book. And, that was kind of where the one word got big for us when we really started doing it. But then on top of that, my pastor has actually done this, I don't even know how many years. I think he's even done it longer than this book has been out. And, but he always had a one word for our church. And I know I've talked about it a lot. This year I've talked about the word transformation all year long because that's been our word for the church. But it never dawned on me until about 10 years ago to have a word for myself, to pick one for my own life, for my own goals, and for my own dreams. And so with that said, this last year, having this internal battle, finally I was like, fine, God, I will pray about it. I don't want, and, it kind of made me get to a point where I was like, I don't want to pick my one word. I want God to pick it. And I know that's such a hard thought process to strategize because it's like, well, how am I going to know? Trust me, you will know. You will know. And so that's kind of been my biggest thing is that I really want to hand over whatever that word is because I really do meditate on it. I really do study it. I really do focus on it. And I was, with my husband and we were doing things and it's the holidays and we were actually coming back from Mississippi last year driving and I felt God leading me to the word listen. And I was like, no, I want the word go. I don't want to listen. I want to go. I want to go be. And he kept speaking to me. No, the word is going to be listen. And so I kept waiting. I kept fighting it. I kept having the internal battle. And finally, I was like, you know what, God, you're going to show me for sure if this is my word. And I had a training that I was going to go to in about a week. And so we were supposed to kind of have our word already figured out for that training. And I'll never forget, I was sitting at this cute little Chinese restaurant with my mom and our dear friend Mary G. And we've had our meal, and I've told no one about this internal battle that I had and I grab my fortune cookie. And I'm actually right now, I am holding in my hands the actual piece of paper, the fortune, that I opened that day. And I opened it up, and this is what I read. Listen attentively. You will come out ahead in the next few days. And I just got big, huge tears in my eyes. And my mom and Mary D look at me, and they're like, what is wrong? And I just looked at them, and I said, I've been having this internal struggle over what my word was going to be. And God has been speaking a word over and telling me, no, this is what I want you to focus on this year. And I keep rejecting it. And I just basically asked him to just show me for sure what it was going to be. And I opened it up and I read it. And they looked at me and they said, your words listen. And I was like, yeah. And it was so powerful. And it's been such a powerful word. But for about a month, I was irritated because I didn't want my word to be listen. And so, and I'll never forget, too, my awesome girlfriend, Nia Putnam, at Leadership last year. I'm telling her this whole story, and she looks at me and she goes, well, if you move those letters around, that word says silent. And I'm like, I don't want to be silent. I want to go. So with that said, I had no idea what 2020 was going to hold for us and in our lives, and it definitely, listen, has served me well. And so I just wanted to share that story with you, though, because I feel like that we have to start thinking and reflecting this now. What was your word this year? Maybe you didn't have a word. Maybe you've never heard of having a word. I tell you what, when you have a word and it's a divine word and you pick the right word, or AKA you hand it over and let God pick that word for you, it is magnificent. It really, truly, honestly is in the works that he will do for you in your life and in your faith. I mean, how much do you think my faith grew that I verbally and emotionally and mentally asked God a question and he answered? And I think sometimes we've just got to be reminded of that. So as we're in this Christmas singing season, you can sing too, but be expectant on what God has to offer for you and what he's going to give to you. And I'm expectant now, knowing he's going to give me my word for next year. But I'm having to start doing the work now. Where am I at in my life? What's going on? What's the purpose? What's the things happening? And so I just want to encourage you to start thinking and praying on that, so that it's not just you see a word and you just pick it, and I will say, beware of what word you pick, because you never know. I think Kimberly one year, I think they picked the word fight, and she was like, yeah, we're going to fight to win. She had no idea she was going to go through a significant fight that they had to deal with that year. And, it just felt like everything was a battle. And she was like, woo, never picking a word like that again. But I hope that encourages you today and gets you excited. And I just know that this December can be outstanding. So keep working, keep focusing. It's not Christmas yet. We still have time. And I have no doubt the best is yet to come. Raise your hands in the air so I can bless you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you. May you know that if God is for you, who can be against you? With God on your side, whom shall you fear? May you be like a tree that is planted by rivers of living water, that your leaf will not wither, and whatsoever you do, say it with me, it shall prosper. Happy Magnanimous Monday. Bye, you guys.